Hi everyone, it's Caroline. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be doing a flip through of this little journal, and it was a happy mail gift from Ellie, who is a subscriber and viewer, and she had already sent me this envelope junk journal that I have completed, and I will put it in the description box. And today's flip through is of this one, and this is a Faro and Ball paint sample, and it is a concertina or accordion style sample. And Ellie had put very basic papers inside, and with the request of decorating it, embellishing it, because she didn't know what to do with it. So this is how I did it. I added some of I had made these dangles. This is a button dangle that I had in my stash, and this was a window envelope dangle, and I have a video for that. I'll share it. I thought that would be fun. I added this little eyelet, decorated the front of the book. I kept the Faro and Ball underneath this lined paper, and I just outlined it with some gold pen. And that's the very, very start. This page I had made on our cruise, and I do have a video for that one. Very simple. I had a pouch of scraps that I grabbed, and I thought I would work from that. And that's where I started my journal, was on our cruise. I thought it was a great compact little thing to put in my travel vacation pouch. And I made these tags with it. Little snippet along the edge. And then I did some very simple collage on the page. So this brown paper was already on the page, and then I added to it. All from, and this was still on the cruise, and all from the papers that I had in my pouch. Continuing to use my scraps to decorate. I did some journaling on some of the pages. Today is the day, maybe some sentiments, more scraps and mark making. A little bit of journaling, snippet roll, and more scraps. Some of my painty paper, some more journaling, using up my little bits and pieces. Here's the little note, and this was on the journal in the Happy Mail, and it says, Caroline, I repurposed this paint swatch book with my scraps, but have no idea what to do with it. Looking forward to seeing your ideas, E. And I thought I would put that in here with the colors. I made this little, just out of some cardstock and some scraps, a little holder button. And this side here, I used some music page, did some stamping. And this little envelope was from Celeste, and I used that. I have my journaling is in here. And I used some of my leftovers. And I put this tiny little note in a tiny little envelope, attached it with a paper clip. And then we go to this side, magazine, Escape to the extraordinary. More journaling. And some of these are single and some of these spreads are together. This one was taking little pieces of my vintage Hollywood magazine. I'm almost finished harvesting from that one. I had a few little images from children in there, so I thought that was cute. And this said something else. It said what something else, and then I put what's inside, and then it also prompts me to look into my pocket that I made. And I did my journaling on that little card there. These are really fun for me to do in the evening, or if I have just 5 or 10 minutes here and there throughout the day. I pop in and out of my room and I can do some collaging. Sometimes I'll lay down a couple of pieces, leave the book open, let the glue dry, and then I'll come back and I'll have fresh eyes. This is a photo, my own photo that I printed off, and this is from Portland Castle in Dorset, England, which was also on our cruise, one of the ports of call. And so I used it on the 2 pages, and then I just added all my little embellishments from some of my ephemera albums that I have. I had these little labels that I had made, some scrap fabric, a stamped image that I had in there, and then other little scraps. I thought it was a good way to use the piece of paper, because it's a tall sample book. And this one was more small pieces of fabric, some of my painty paper, more embellishments with broken up dresses that I have, some more snippet roll. This was a magazine image that I had cut out, some perfume, and this little vintage girl was from a leftover Odolcina kit. And my last spread is using a piece of my gardening book page. And what I did was I used most of the page on this side. I cut the little window out to show this little panda bear peeking through the window. And here's the rest of his friends. Did some tearing of the page so that I could have a little bit of blank space exposed, and I could do some journaling and put a little stamp. And these pumpkins I cut out. These were from our 3 grandchildren, our daughter's children, and what they did was they drew their faces on the pumpkins, and then Mom and Dad cut them out for them. So I thought that was priceless. And so that could be a little trick or treat happening there. And then I'm back to the very front. So it's a fast flip through, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. It can be ongoing. I mean, this was from April to November, so you can see how I came back and forth and entered different parts of the year, different scraps that I had from that time. And I love the way it showcased what I was doing during that time of the year. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming over and for visiting. Thank you for your awesome messages. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Ellie, for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your happy mail. Always stay adventurous and be cozy. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.